What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy LMD with LMD Trading, where I am, of course, living my dream. And I am back home, back in the States. Had a good, wouldn't even say good weekend, because I wasn't there the weekend. Had a good couple of days in the Big Smoke. As I have learned, that is the nickname for London. Had a good time over there. Spent 2 days, got back home Saturday. Nice little day of rest. And jumped right on back in the market today. Trying to leave off where we left off last week. And it somewhat was one of those type of days that I didn't really want to leave off like that or start off like that. We're going to jump straight into TRADERVUE today. So let's go ahead and get that pulled up. Reviewing trades for Monday, November 21st. Took 11 trades today. Closed P&L on the day, 169.08. Traded a hodgepodge of stocks. Some we've heard of and some we haven't. Had never heard of EAF. Took a trade on that. Was up about a half R. Got out basically flat. Traded ELP. Took a full stop on that after being up just a little bit. Traded Baidu. What we maxed out on is what we made on Baidu. Traded Disney a couple of times. I guess a CEO of Disney came back. That kind of made it gap up. Took a couple of stabs at it. We were up 50 bucks, got out flat, up 75, got out 57. Went back to ELP after taking that hit on that first one. This was a long trade. Next three were all shorts. This one we were up about 1 hour, almost up what we had lost. Tried to 2-minute bar by bar, came back, tagged us, made a little bit of money. Like I said, we took 2 stabs at Disney, came back to ELP, traded that a couple of times. This is the one that I really want to look at. Let's see how we going to do this. I really just want to look at a couple of them today. So probably take a peek at Baidu. Definitely want to take a peek at these 2 crowds. And then we're going to take a peek at X. X was one that I traded a little later on in the afternoon. Small size. Just small size on that one. I think we were risking 50, and I was trying to get 1 R out of it. Just didn't work, but I wanted to kind of show that one to show the benefit of giving a wide stop. So let's go ahead. Let's jump on over into thinkorswim. And if you have not already hit the like button, please do so. Let's take a peek at the SPY real quick, though. Choppy. Again, these are not really days that you want to trade. SPY was just all over the place. If we look, let me do this right here. And actually, you can see it over here on the 10-minute. It was trading inside of Friday's candle. That's the lower Friday's candle. That's the higher Friday's candle. It's just trading in the inside of it. You never really want to trade an inside day. You want it to break out either low or break out high. It just traded inside of it. So that was half the battle right there. But let's go ahead. Let's look at, we're going to start at the bottom. I want to look at crowd first. This was like the last trade of the morning that we took. And this one kind of hurt me. This trade kind of hurt me because I have gotten into the habit of setting brackets, not necessarily wanting to get into a trade, but setting the brackets and then snapping a picture of it. A lot of times I'll snap it and I'll send it to Evan while we're kind of chatting in the Discord. Shameless plug. If you're not in our Discord, we would love to have you. But I snapped a picture of this trade, or actually of the brackets. And what I told Evan was at that time, if I took this trade, I would want to get in at 166.30, and I would put my stop just down below it. And actually not even down below it. What I did was I highlighted this candle. Let's turn on our highlighter. I highlighted this candle. I saw that it was 72 cents. So I said I would give this a stop half the size of that candle, 35 cents. So I commenced to putting my bracket in, putting it at the top side, 136.30. It had to stop down here somewhere. And what happened was I put my bracket in not knowing that the ask was sitting at 136.30. The stock was actually trading at like 136.25. So in the past, I've done that and it won't trigger me in because it hasn't went over my entry amount. This thing triggers me in at 136.27 right there. Mind you, my entry is at 136.30. So I'm like, doggone it. Didn't want to get triggered in. I should have just gotten out of the order right then and there. But I don't do it. And I hang on to this thing and I take a full stop. I get stopped out of this candle. Again, when you turn the show trades on, if you get inside of a trade on the same candle, it kind of bubbles them up together. So you can't see where I got out. But basically what I did was I got out and I immediately took a short. And I took the short on more size than I did the long. So in the long, I was in 250 shares. That's how many shares I went long on. When I shorted it, I went 400 shares. So shorted it 400 shares, wrote it down, and we'll go back over to TRADERVUE real quick. So you'll see in TRADERVUE on that long trade that I did not want to be in, I lost $117.91. Took a full stop. Hindsight, I should have just gotten out for whatever the loss was as soon as I saw it trigger me in. Should have just got out. Maybe like 20 bucks. But I'm trying to be optimistic and like, okay, well, maybe this thing is going to hold the VWAP. Maybe it's going to work. Nah, get out. That's not a trade that you wanted to be in the first place. Just get out of it. But took the full stop. Both myself and Evan was like, yep, that thing is super heavy. I'm like, all right, let me share size up. So this one here, I was in 250 shares. This one here, I share sized up to 400 shares and basically made back what I lost, leaving money on the table. We'll go back over to thinkorswim now and show where we got out at on this one. So we got out at 135.48. Let's see where that is. And really, I didn't leave much on the table. We see that this did eventually set a low of 135.31 in this next candle. I did the math on that, and I think it was like $32 that I left on the table. Interesting thing is if this was a good trade where I got in right here and had to stop on the top side, this would have actually getting in right there. This was hitting target regardless, but this thing gave quite a bit of more movement out of it. But that was crowd. Like I said, that first trade, and I actually called thinkorswim on this because I was recording and you could see clearly where I put my entry at 136.30. And what the gentleman told me was because it was a limit order and the ask was at 136.30, it triggered me in and then got me in at the lowest price, which was 136.27. So if I was trying to do it and get in, I would have been, actually, no, I wouldn't, because I've always thought when you put that order on the ladder, it's not going to accept your order until the stock breaks that price, not just that an order is sitting at the ask. So that kind of enlightened me to know what to look for next time and not be doing that. But let's go ahead and take a look at Baidu real quick. Baidu was a short. We got in at 94.58. A little late on this one. Drop it right there. A little late as it's kind of breaking this move right here. Stop just going to be up on the top side of it. We had 200 shares. And we got out of this one at 94.21. 94.21 right there as it's kind of bouncing off of VWAP and making its way back up. These here, just getting what the chart is giving. And that's how I've been trading lately. Hadn't really been able to trade the actual professional trading strategies way, where you just put that order in and you let it work. Just been kind of scalping lately, and it's actually been working. That's what, even when I go red on some days, that's what's been getting me out of those red days. Just taking what the chart is showing. I saw that this was kind of getting heavy off a previous low of day. Got in, playing it back down to VWAP. Again, these are always areas. So didn't come all the way down to the VWAP, but again, chasing it with my stop, locking profit in as it goes down. Had I not done that, this thing would have came back up, tag me, break even, or for a full stop out. So locking that profit in as it moves down. And it's been working. And the last one that I said I wanted to look at was ELP. This was one of those ones. First trade, shouldn't have taken this one. Got in at 821. We know that these are bad trades. We know it. We know it. We know it. Got in as it was breaking this area. The play is breaking retests. I say it all the time. This thing broke, got in, chased it, popped up a little higher, rolled over, stopped out over here, 806. Full loss. Took the full stop. We gave it a lot of room. But, again, saw that this was heading down. Took the short, got in at 802. Taking what it's given. So the first one we were share sized in 16. Let me click it because this is some crazy numbers. Showing 1330. So how many was that? That was 665 shares on the first one. Sized up again. 800 shares. And dang, what am I doing? It's showing it right there, you big dummy. 800 shares. Sized up. Rode this one down a good ways. Ended up 2-minute bar by barring it. This thing came back, tagged us right here. I was trying to give it a little extra room over those bars. And we see it did what I thought it would do. Just come up kind of peekaboo and then keep going lower. But locked in good profit. Came back in, shorted again right here. Rode that one down a good little ways. Got out at 784. So we rode that one all the way down. Yep, what we got out for. Actually, no, because this thing had actually went a little bit lower. And then got back in right here, 786. And this one was basically a flat trade. Kind of saw it rolling back over. Got in at 786. Got out at 785. Basically flat. And the last one, that was not the one I wanted to see. This was the one I wanted to see. This was afternoon trade that I took. Another short on X. Buying it, or not buying, but shorting it as it is breaking this area. Again, let me drop it right there. Again, getting in this one a little bit late. Could have got in off of the 9 moving average. Typical would be putting the stop right here. Nope. Gave this all kinds of room, and I put the stop up there. This was 500 shares. We were risking $50. So what is that, a 10-cent stop? So 24.53. Yep, we putting the stop way up here. And you see, had I had the stop right here, this would have stopped me out. So gave it the extra room. It pulled back. It made this move. Made this move to the downside. And didn't look like it was going no lower. So 2-minute bar by barn. This next candle came back, tagged me. That is the beauty of 2-minute bar by barn. Once it makes that move down, a lot of times you're going to be getting out at almost the bottom of the move. We see, got out right there, and this thing kind of pulled back up. I think it did. Oh, no, it didn't even go no more lower. So that was a good exit. But this one kind of illustrates the beauty in giving it a little bit more room. By doing that, it kind of messed with the risk, but it also gives you extra wiggle room. And then 2-minute bar by barn to kind of capture and lock in some profit. So that was our actual last trade of the morning. And that was it. Like I said, decent green day. One thing that I have learned is I can size up. I can size up as long as I'm staying disciplined and taking my stops and staying disciplined and taking patterns that I'm familiar with, that I can see. A lot of times I could visualize it as the charts are moving. That's why I try to tell Evan, like a lot of times it's just, I can see lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, higher lows. Or I'll see volume coming in, and the way I describe, especially when I'm taking those shorts, is usually like on a sell setup, it's a clean V. It's like a V, up, down. But if it's getting heavy, it's kind of rolling over like a U, or it's just kind of flatlining and consolidating. And then if I see volume come in, I have no fear on taking that short and putting the stop on the top side. And then I'm just going to manage it. When it breaks and it pops, I'll take my stop to break even. And then I'll just kind of chase my stop down as the trade goes down, knowing that a lot of times that move is short-lived and it's going to bounce back to the high side. So we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks for checking me out. As always, if you have not already hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. And I am out of here. Peace.